For years, the fast version of a Mercedes SUV meant the biggest one, the GLS, the thing built to carry 7 people quickly. The GLE 63 S Coupe was always the other answer. Take the midsize SUV, drop the roofline, lose the third row, and aim the whole car at the driver instead of the family. This is the sharpest expression of what AMG does to an SUV. And for the latest version, the part that matters most is hidden under the hood, because Mercedes has rebuilt its V8 from the inside out. Look at the front first, because the changes here set the tone for everything else. The grille has been redesigned with the upright AMG bars. The air intakes on either side are larger, and on this car they are blacked out rather than chrome thanks to the night package. The headlights carry the new double star signature and can throw light a long way down the road. Standing in front of it, the face reads as more aggressive than the standard GLE, lower and wider and clearly meant to look quick even when it is parked. The opening above the grille is not decoration, it feeds air to the engine below. Then there is the color, and this is the detail that makes this particular car. It is a manufactured green, a deep army green that shifts between green and near black depending on how the light hits it, and against the black wheels and black trim, it gives the whole car a quiet, serious presence. I have stood next to a lot of black on black AMGs, and they all start to look the same after a while. This green does something those cars cannot. In bright sun it reads almost like a satin olive, and as the light drops, it sinks toward black, so the car looks like 2 different machines across a single afternoon. It makes a very aggressive SUV look almost understated, and that is hard to pull off. Down the side, the coupe roofline is the entire reason this car exists. Where the standard GLE rises to a square tailgate, this one slopes away into a fastback, and the proportions are far more resolved than the early versions of this body style ever were. The wheels run up to 22 inches, finished in black. Behind them sit cross-drilled brake discs with red calipers, and on the most serious cars, carbon ceramic brakes that you can spot by the bronze color. The badging on the front fender reads V8 Bi-Turbo 4MATIC Plus, a small piece of text that tells you exactly what this car is before you hear it run. Around the back, the fastback drops into a redesigned bumper and a more aggressive diffuser, with the 4 square exhaust tips that mark out the 63. The taillights now carry the same double star motif as the front, lit in 3 dimensions, and a small lip on the tailgate adds a touch of downforce and a touch of attitude. It is a cleaner, tighter design than the car it replaces, and the coupe shape carries it better than the regular SUV ever could. Open the tailgate and you reach the trade you make for that roofline. The boot is a good size for a car this shape, big enough for a family's weekend or a serious shop, with a flat floor and a powered tailgate. But the sloping rear glass means you lose some of the tall, square space the standard GLE gives you. If walkarounds like this one help you work out where your money should go, subscribe so the next one finds you. For most buyers, the practicality here is more than enough, and the rivals in this coupe SUV class all make the same compromise. So you are not giving up anything to the BMW or the Porsche that wears the same kind of roof. Climb inside and the cabin has taken a real step forward. 3 screens run under 1 pane of glass across the dashboard. The new operating system is faster and now leans on built-in artificial intelligence and Google mapping data, and the materials you touch most often feel genuinely expensive. There is carbon fiber across the dash and the center console. The air vents have been redesigned into turbine shapes that look as good as they feel, and the AMG badges sit on the seats and the door sills. The front sports seats hold you in place far better than the comfort seats in a regular GLE, with firmer bolsters that make sense the first time you lean on them through a corner. The steering wheel is where the biggest change to daily life sits. The old physical buttons are gone, replaced by a pair of round controllers. One of them, a rotary dial you twist to flick between the AMG driving modes without taking your hand off the wheel. There is a small color screen ahead of the driver that you can configure several ways. Metal paddle shifters behind the wheel rather than plastic ones, and a rocker control for the volume that keeps a physical feel for the things you adjust most often. Here is the honest part, and it is worth saying plainly. The reputation of these big AMG V8 SUVs for running costs is not spotless. Owners of past cars have flagged that this is an expensive vehicle to maintain, the kind of car that asks for real money every time it visits a workshop, and the thirst of a twin-turbo V8 in a heavy SUV is exactly what you would expect. What softens that is what Mercedes has done underneath for this generation. The V8 has been strengthened and updated specifically to last longer and meet tougher rules. The mild hybrid system takes some of the strain off the engine at low speeds, And the hand-built nature of the unit means the thing under the hood is the most carefully assembled part of the whole car. Move to the rear and the coupe roofline costs you a little headroom compared with the standard GLE. But the space is better than the silhouette suggests. There is room for 2 adults in comfort, ISOFIX points for child seats, soft leather, and the same quality of materials you find up front, and rear vents with their own controls. This was never a car bought for the back seat, but it does not punish the people sitting there the way some coupe SUVs do. Then the engine, and this is where the update earns its name. Under the hood sits the 4-liter twin-turbo V8, hand-assembled under the one-man, one-engine philosophy, now reworked with a flat plane crankshaft. That single change reduces the spinning mass inside the engine, which lets it rev more freely and respond more sharply to your right foot. Output stands at 603 horsepower and 627 pound-feet of torque, with a mild hybrid system adding another 23 horsepower and 151 pound-feet of torque to fill the gap before the turbos wake up. It reaches 60 miles per hour in 3.5 seconds and runs to a limited top speed of 174 miles per hour. The point of the flat plane crank is not a bigger number on the spec sheet. The power figure is the same as before. It is the way the engine picks up, faster and cleaner, and the way it now meets stricter emissions rules everywhere it is sold, without losing the character that made people want a V8 AMG in the first place. The way that power reaches the road has been sharpened too. The fully variable all-wheel drive can send everything to the rear axle when you want the car to feel alive. An electronic rear differential helps it rotate through a corner, and the active roll control system reads the road and works against body lean on each wheel individually. There is even a clever touch where the suspension shares road information through the cloud with other Mercedes cars ahead of you, so the car can prepare for a bump before you reach it. None of this turns a tall SUV into a sports car, but it does shrink the size of the thing around you in a way that always catches me off guard. So what is the GLE 63 S Coupe now? It is the version of this SUV that was always meant for the person doing the driving, rather than the people being driven. And for this generation, Mercedes left the idea alone and rebuilt the heart of it. The shape is sharper, the cabin is finally worthy of the price, and the V8 underneath is the same familiar character made quicker to respond and ready to survive the rules coming for it. In a class where almost everything is moving toward electric power, a hand-built V8 in a fast, good-looking SUV is starting to feel like something to hold on to. And if the work that went into this engine is any sign of where a Falterbach is heading, the next few years are going to be worth watching very closely. For watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more content just like this. Leave a comment below with your thoughts or questions. I read every single one, and don't forget to click the bell icon to get notified about my next upload. See you in the next video.